Today we're going to discuss Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon. This is April 13th, 1998, Raw at the 1 hour and 20 minute mark. Amy, have you ever seen Vince McMahon wrestle?
No, I did not know that he wrestled. I was super surprised to see him coming out in, like, athletic gear. I've only seen him in a suit before.
Well, you know, he didn't wrestle for the first 48 or so years of his life. He won the WWE Championship, I think, around the age 50. And
wait, he won the championship?
Oh, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
That seems a little like that was set up. If you
Not in this match, though.
Okay, but if you run the organization, you can't win, too.
Yeah, apparently you can if you want to be hated by everyone.
Oh.
And in this match on Monday Night Raw, this may have been one of his first, if not his first match, and I'm sure a fan will tell us that. I'm watching it for the first time since 1998. You're watching it for the first time ever.
Yeah.
And have you ever seen Stone Cold Steve Austin wrestle before?
No, I've never seen him wrestle, but I know my uncles, when I was growing up, I can remember they were huge. Like, that's, like, all they talked about. Just, like, loved Stone Cold Steve Austin. So
it's amazing.
I at least know who he is, but I haven't seen him wrestle, so that'll be exciting.
Sure. So, Vince McMahon, I'm going to assume in his late 40s at this point. What do you think of Vince McMahon checking out his physique and the crowd's reaction as Stone Cold Steve Austin now is coming to the ring?
He looks huge. I mean, like, his shoulders and chest are really big. It's a lot. It's not what I expected him to look like, not in a suit.
Yeah. And
okay,
after
so this
even
Stone Cold?
Stone Cold very tan here.
Yeah.
And I can't tell which belt this is, but he is a WWE champion at this point.
It almost looks like he's wearing, like, a biker cut vest.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Is that what they call them, cuts? I don't know.
I don't know about vests. I don't wear many.
Sorry, I said it and it sounded way cooler than it's, like, above my cool grade. So maybe that's not the right term, but yeah, he looks like he's in a motorcycle gang or something.
And this is the peak of WWE's popularity, in my opinion. Peak of Stone Cold Steve Austin's popularity in the 90s.
Yeah, the crowd likes him way more.
Look at how many people are there on a Monday night to watch him wrestle.
All of these signs that they have all say, like, Stone 316 and stuff like that. I don't get all of it, but they seem really excited for him.
Yeah. So, Stone Cold Steve Austin, when they came up with his name, he came from WCW, and he was stunning Steve Austin there. He was part of the Hollywood Blondes. He had this blonde comb over. He was a pretty boy.
That doesn't seem like him at all.
No. And so he decided to take his real personality, turn it to 11 type of thing, like just be himself, a Texas redneck, shave his head because he was going bald anyway. And
Don't
it really
tell
worked for him.
Secrets. Do not shame this man.
It happens to the best of us. And they told him they wanted to make him like a cold-blooded killer.
Oh.
So they told him to come up with like kind of cold and ice related nicknames.
Oh.
One of the ones,
Stone Cold. Okay.
So one of the ones they suggested for him was Chili McFreeze.
Wait, so who are these guys coming up behind?
Sergeant Slaughter is behind Vince McMahon on his left.
Okay.
Who was a wrestler into the 90s, more or less.
Okay.
And highly associated with G.I. Joe.
Oh, he just slapped him. What?
Vince McMahon slapped Steve Austin. This is the ultimate feud of boss versus good old boy employee.
So he kind of has all of these guys around him. Vince McMahon does.
He does. His stooges, if you will. Yeah.
Oh, so that's not fair.
Yeah,
They're
for
just
sure.
there to intimidate.
Yes. Pat Patterson and Gerald Briscoe. Gerald Briscoe, collegiate wrestling champion. Pat Patterson, the first intercontinental champion. And they all work for the company. And they're the millionaires. Yes, man.
Well, this... Uh-oh. So this doesn't seem fair at all.
Oh, so...
Wait.
So Vince is making Steve Austin...
Because he knows he can't beat him without some
clearly.
sort of...
So he's making him wrestle him with one arm tied behind his back. He said,
That's
you can do it. So it
crazy.
sounds like that's the route they're going. I haven't seen this since 98.
They do look like stooges back there. They're all
He's
just
got
kind
some rope with him, yeah. So Vince McMahon has his yes men, and Steve Austin is apparently tying one arm behind his back.
Okay, so I can get why Steve Austin is like the hero and the like the guy that you root for because you want to
Insurmountable odds, taking on your
fight the
crooked
power.
boss.
Yeah, I like it.
So
taking on the man. That's, yeah, I like it.
So this is probably, if not my favorite, but probably my favorite feud in wrestling history. A lot of people's. So if you're a fan watching right now, again, Amy has never, like, this is her first week or two watching wrestling. She's new to wrestling. What other feuds should she look at? We looked a little bit of Andre versus Hulk. What would be good for her?
Wow, Vince is like such a good villain. I mean, just
His face.
It's like just him talking. It just made me dislike him.
Oh yeah, he is extremely dislikable in this character. This was the hottest thing in wrestling history, really.
At first, I did not find Stone Cold likable, but this makes me want to root for him because it's just like, man, no.
Yeah, as good old boy rednecks go, which you're not a fan of.
I didn't say it wasn't a fan. Okay, it's not my favorite.
You don't necessarily love good old boy rednecks. I can see, you might actually like Steve Austin. He wears a lot of black. You wear a lot of black.
That crowd is like...
They're insane.
They love him.
They love Steve Austin.
They have his T-shirts. What's the 316?
So, when Steve Austin won the King of the Ring tournament, and people can chime in and give their own perspective, the next day, like that night, he said something to because he beat Jake the Snake Roberts, who was kind of a Bible thumper, disingenuous, disingenuous,
so
like kind
little,
of,
like,
so it's like,
sacrilegious, like I am.
Yeah.
Your religion, I am your whatever.
Steve said something to the degree of, you talk about your Psalms and this and that. Well, Austin 3:16 says, I just whooped your ass.
Ah!
So it's a sign for, I just whooped your ass.
That's awesome. Okay. He's winning me over.
Yeah.
I like it.
So 3:16 basically, I've always interpreted as, I just whooped your ass. And then...
Wait, so it's his right arm that they're tying behind his back. Is he left-handed?
I don't know. And with wrestling, there's some things you do with your right and left hand as a wrestler, so that's the better one you want. So they're still, at this point, tying Steve Austin's arm behind his back.
Yeah.
Steve Austin is...
Oh!
Give me a hell yeah if you think I'll whoop his ass with one arm.
Oh my god, I've never wanted to give someone a hell yeah so bad.
And you notice that they're really delaying. One of the things is Vince McMahon can't wrestle. So they have to waste a lot of time.
He's just mocking him. He literally just repeated what Steve Austin said for no reason.
Yeah. So Vince McMahon is a great heel, but he's not a great wrestler. So if he goes out here, I think you'll see that Vince isn't going to wrestle him. He's just going to go punch and kick and do stuff that you would do if you're kind of pseudo-fighting someone. It's not a trained wrestler technique, if you will.
So why is he doing this? Like, is this...
It makes a lot of money, and I think it's ego and pride.
Okay, I was wondering if it was more like, did anyone ask him to do this? Or is this his own thing that he wants to do?
The fans love it, but yeah. Okay. Well, when Bret Hart left the company, and in real life they had a bitter feud, and they got into a real fight, I think a lot of people turned on Vince McMahon and took Bret Hart's side, so I think there's a little bit of personal ego of, oh, you think I'm a bad guy? You haven't seen Bad Guy yet. Yeah.
Okay,
There's a lot of billionaire personal pride. Oh, you're going to boo me? I will be the most booable person on the planet.
Okay.
I think there's legitimate pride and ego that Vince McMahon just can't put aside.
I can respect a good villain.
I do like it.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably my favorite villain.
I have no idea what he's doing over here, though. Him and his friends are just like, is he scared or delaying?
They're coaching him. So in the corner, you have Pat Patterson and Sergeant Slaughter kind of coaching Vince McMahon, Steve playing to the crowd, and they're still several minutes in.
All of these coaches seem like maybe they knew what they were doing a long time ago, but I would not take their current advice.
I've heard that Gerald Briscoe is a pretty significant amateur wrestler.
Wait, what is he handing him?
Mouthguard.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Sure. I thought it was going to be like some, like, pill or crazy, like, cheating device or something. Nice.
Also, I've always found it interesting, Vince McMahon's pretty much wrestling in sweatpants.
Yeah, I kind of like Vince's outfit. That seems like something I would wear, especially the tank top. It's very low cut. Very.
And...
Wait, who is this guy in tie-dye coming out?
Have you ever heard of Mick Foley?
No.
Dude Love, Cactus Jack.
No.
So, this guy whose real name, he's a New York Times bestseller. Mick Foley is his real name. He's coming out, he has a split personality gimmick, if you will, at this point.
Wait, what?
And he's coming out as 70s-esque love machine, bad guy, Dude Love.
I love his feathered hair. That's
look nice.
Amazing. So, split personality. Does he go from, like, lover to fighter?
He's lover here, yeah. And then he's Cactus Jack, who is just a rugged, brute force from Truth or Consequences, New Mexico kind of guy. And then also Mankind, who's a complete psychopath. Kind of Hannibal Lecter style.
I don't understand. He just plays 3 different people, or are all 3 different people the same person?
They're all played by Mick Foley. Like, we all know it's the same person. He just comes out as different characters sometimes. It's not like it's supposed to surprise us. And I think when in his original career, folks, you're going to have to help me describe this. I don't know how to... how do you describe someone who's never seen wrestling what a Mick Foley is? So,
I don't know. I don't understand.
In WCW, he wrestled as a guy from New York. Wrestled as Cactus Jack.
Those tattoos are clearly just drawn on his arm. They're not even well done.
Yes. He wrestled as Cactus Jack, kind of a hardcore wrestling legend.
Okay, and that's the New Mexico one. That's kind of like, all right, cool. Makes sense.
He wrestled in WWE as Mankind, who was a Hannibal Lecter, wore a mask, pulls out his hair, loves pain, just an evil person.
Sounds
crazy.
Cool. I like it. Ooh.
Then, and now Dude Love is attacking Vince McMahon, and I'm not sure why.
Somebody just punched... What? Oh, Steve Austin. That's hard to wrestle.
Now Dude Love has the mandible claw on Steve Austin. So there's just a lot of build.
There's a lot going on here. Vince McMahon looks as confused as I do right now.
I didn't expect Vince McMahon to wrestle this little in this match, frankly. So, using the mandible claw to try to take out Steve Austin, and I guess this kind of levels the playing field a little bit.
Yeah.
Is Steve Austin's almost passed out. He's on the ground.
Yeah.
Now Vince McMahon can really take advantage of him. Vince McMahon now walking away from the ring as if he's not going to wrestle.
Yeah, Dude Loves just dancing.
Dude's a good dancer.
I wouldn't call that good dancing, I don't think.
Yeah.
He's very angry, though, for someone in tie-dye. This is the most...
Usually people, hippies aren't that upset.
Yeah.
Steve Austin now making his way to his feet, fighting off a Dude Love attack. I wanted to like Dude Love, but he was always kind of a weird bad guy, and I respected his outfits and his love for hippies and free love.
Yeah, I mean, Dude Love's a little bit of a misnomer if you're just beating up a guy with his arm tied behind his back.
Dude Hate.
Yeah.
It's not Dude Love anymore. So, and then now you see Shane McMahon is holding Vince McMahon back, who is his son.
Okay.
So that's his son, and he wrestles some crazy matches we may watch in the future.
All right, that sounds
Vince
fun.
McMahon now charging to the ring, upset with Dude Love. Again, his stooges are holding him back.
McMahon's daughter, Stephanie, because I haven't seen her yet, but I know she's married to Triple H with the good hair, or used to have the good hair.
Well, Stephanie went through some hot phases, and you do like girls a little bit, so we'll have to check that out.
It could be fun. So McMahon looks like a little bit relieved that he's not having to fight Steve Austin, but also sad that he's not in the spotlight anymore.
That's true. Now, Vince McMahon at the side of the ring.
More dancing.
More dancing by Dude Love. And so Steve Austin at this point, he's billed from Austin, Texas. He's actually from Victoria, Texas.
Love Austin. It's a great city.
Have you been there?
Yes, I love Austin.
I don't know if I've been to Austin.
Best tacos ever.
Steve Austin now attacking Dude Love. Austin wrestled for 14 years before a neck injury and his knee injury. So you can see he's wearing a knee brace, took him down.
He almost has his arm out.
I think he would probably get it out if he wanted to. He's literally holding onto the rope to keep his arm behind his back, which is unnecessary at this point, right?
You didn't have to tell me that. I was really getting into it.
The mystery is gone. And the match is going off the air.
They're on the commentator's table. What?
Yeah. So that was the whole match. Vince McMahon didn't even need to wrestle. That doesn't seem fair, does it?
No, not at all.
All right, so what do you think of Steve Austin?
I liked him way more than I thought I would. If you had just described that, okay, there's this redneck, good old boy type, I probably would have said that I hated him. But I like his outfit, I like the motorcycle cut, I like that he's kind of the underdog hero taking on the man. It's very cool.
What do you think of Vince McMahon?
I like the sweatpants.
That's what you would wrestle in? Don't like him very much.
Yeah, but he did seem like a doucher. But he was supposed to, so if he plays into that, people don't like me, so I'm just going to give him something not to like. That's respectable.
Okay. And then Dude Love, I always wanted to like, and Mick Foley as a human being is amazing, but that just came across confusing.
I had no idea what was going on at all. I did not understand it.
Yeah. All right, folks, please leave your commentary. What should we have Amy watch next? We'd love to hear your commentary on that.
I want a good girl match. I want to see some girls.
And Amy, do you promise me that if people leave comments, you will reply to as many as you can on this?
I promise.
All right. Wrestling with Amy, she's going to reply to several of your comments. And please leave us your thoughts. Click like and subscribe. We have new videos all the time.
And now, let's hear from Kali Muscle with a word about Thinnergy.
Hey, what's up with everybody in the world? This your boy Kylie Muscle, and as you see, I represent muscle and fitness and cuts and striations. You see what I'm saying? And this is a shout out to the team at Thinnergy. You guys are doing a great work, man. Nobody cares more about fitness and nutrition than I do. So keep up the good work. It's all about incredible gains and great results. Stay motivated. Love y'all. Let me give you a little more inspiration and motivation. Look at them cuts. Love you. Stay blessed.
So if you want to boost your workout into high gear, try Thinnergy. It's an appetite suppressant and an energy booster. I take it as a pre-workout. Start today and get jacked like the genetic freak Big Kali Muscle. There's an Amazon link below.